Morning folks, Friday morning. Firstly, welcome to all the new subscribers. Thank you very much. And a lot of comments from last night. Yeah, Graham, I'll get more claw hammers just for you. Anyway, we're down here this morning, doing a bit more on this child fit. Yesterday, we got the reduction hub and that sorted on this one. Just here, putting the brakes back in, get the carrier plate on. Try and get this moved over there and drop the housing on for the centre diff, because this one's going to go on the front axle. As I said before, we had busted castings on there, so that's off the front, this one's off the back, so swap them over so at least the back's right for the linkage. So yeah, brake discs are all cleaned up and in, new O-ring on that now, so we'll get that dropped in, get the diff lock bits put in. Bit of a faff to do, but need about 5 pairs of hands. So let's crack on, see what we can get done today. Well, that's back together. Just a little point of interest for you. Holding the carrier plate down. Obviously it's retained by 2 countersunk screws, but with the new O-ring in there, it don't ever sit down very well. So I have a couple of nuts and bolts and put in. Pinch it down in 4 places. You'd be surprised how much more you can tighten that retaining screw down so it squished the ceiling. Just a bit of useless information. So we've got the centre diff housing put on the trumpet. Just removed the bearing oil seal carrier for the front input shaft. So we'll get the oil seal changed in that. Then once that's done, we can drop the diff in out the way. And then ready for another day, put the other half of the trumpet back on. That'll be the front axle done. Woohoo! Done the seals in that. It's back together, greased up. Got some grease down in there, and we're just going to drop the diff back in there out the way so it's something else, not on the floor. And whether I put the trumpet on today, I don't know. I'll go and do something else, because otherwise we've got to get the forklift in and get the thing led down, so leave it as 2 halves for now. I couldn't put the rest of the trumpet back together on the front axle, so I'm missing one O-ring, run out. So I'll have a bit of a tidy up. I'll get back on this PTO clutch, and I've just got the piston out of it. That took some getting out, and it's pretty crappy inside. Pretty grimy, dirty stuff. At least we got it out, so we can give it a good clean up. But he could spin it, but he didn't want to move. So I'm guessing the port's blocked up, so it was like vacuuming itself in there. But it's out. We'll clean it. We'll clean this up. We've got 2 new sealing rings to go on the back of here. We'll strip that apart and have a look, make sure that's okay, and see if I've got a new brake. If it is, that can go back together. Happy days. Back together. Fought me every inch of the way. The springs that go around the inside edge, they kept on catching on the edge, but we got it in there, back together. We got 2 new cast sealing rings fitted around here. Let's say the one was, see that, quite badly worn, and the other one wasn't even there. So they're on. We'll have a look at this now. Pull this apart. Thankfully there's nothing too serious in there, and there was no play on that, so that's just a relief. So we'll pull this apart, clean it up, see what's going on. Morning folks, Saturday morning. Welcome to new subscribers, thank you very much. Yeah, got a bit done yesterday. I should have got my phone at the van, so I took the other Trunnion down to my man to get the bushes made. He's got the material to do it, but got there talking, forgot all about it. So hopefully a couple of weeks time you'll have new bushes put in 2 trunnions, one for this one and one for this one. So progress, and there's been enough material there to make another set for possibly another one. We'll see. Anyway, down here Saturday morning, gonna have a tinker around, do a few bits. One bit, gonna have to have a new chrome rod made because the chrome's gone off it, so I'll show you what's happening. This is the bit I had to cut the ends off because there was no way I was going to get this out at the back of that chassis. You can see the chrome here, it's all had it blistering off, so we're going to try and get this apart. I think my easiest, best option is just have the grinder cut that, get that out of there. We can heat this up, get these out. We'll have to make a new rod bar to go through there, new collars, because I ain't going to waste my time trying to get these apart. So yeah, then at least we get that out and get a new one of these made, but I don't expect it's going to be cheap. Bit of an odd size, about 89mm, whatever that converts to into imperial, because I expect it is imperial, like everything. So let's get the grinder going, dissect this, See what could possibly go wrong. We'll give it a go. That's one off. Let's give it a cook. See what happens. If we can get it in the press. A cup of tea while that's warming up. A nice bit of a red colour. And we have some movement. It's coming out. Where is that? It's white. That's the result. Got the other one on cooking, so get in the heart as well. That's 2 out. Still glowing red. One more to go. I'll get that ram out. Well, that's the result. We've finally got remains of this lot apart. Still a bit warm. So at least now we've got a chance of seeing get a new one of these made up. I know a man that can. Oh, I know 2 men that can. So yeah, not a bad shape this morning. Pleased with that. So we just spent a little bit of time on this, cleaning up the holes where the link pins go. We've got this one freed up now, so he's nice and he's pretty solid. Everything's moving there. And if you remember, that came off. Well, it's hardly even stuck on when we went to get the cables off. So I'll get this one glued back in place. Everything else in there all moves. Piston moves in and out nicely. Put the airline on it. So yeah, hopefully glue that on. Might be able to put this back where it lives. There's another bit done. Well, we got that ready to drop back on. Got a new gasket to go there. I say everything's moving and free. Have another little clean up of the pins where I couldn't because it was on one side, but all looking okay. Everything's free, all moving as it should. So yeah, nice to see it all going back together. So we'll just drop this on and then I think we'll call it a day for down here anyway. Pretty good show this morning. Righto folks, that's a wrap for today. So I got somebody trying to take the mick in the corner here. So beer o'clock. Thanks for watching. Click the old like and subscribe. I'll be back on Tuesday. Take it steady.